Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Chandru, and today's our last quarterly recap of our fantasy football challenge where we opened up a 2025 score hobby blaster box and used the hits to draft a fantasy football team. So it is week 13. Our last recap we covered weeks 9 through 12, and at the end of week 12 we ended up. So here we are, week 13. I was projected to lose by about 19 points. And here we are, the final. I do lose about 17 points. Let's see what went wrong. Not much. I mean, I guess our team kind of went a little bit below the average, only about 10 points. But of course, another team, um, it's hard to win against Patrick Mahomes and CeeDee Lamb and the likes of that. Puka Nacua, even though he underperformed this one, he's normally a pretty big threat as well. So let's see. Underperformances by Michael Pittman. Again, Michael Pittman's kind of our boomer bust, and this week he kind of busted. Travis Etienne, normally kind of average around 11, 12 points, but underperformed this week against Tennessee. Despite winning 25 to 3, you thought he'd get more than 4 points, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. Had some good performances from Nico Collins and Trey McBride and RJ Harvey, but unfortunately not enough to kind of carry the team to victory. Again, I did draft a lot of defensive players from the blaster box, so I do have a couple options on defense. So I switched out from I think the Colts last week to the Buccaneers, who performed over their average, which was nice. 2 sacks, interception, and a fumble recovery. Just wasn't enough to kind of go past the Patrick Mahomes almost 30 points. CeeDee Lamb's another 20. Let's see who we had on the bench. Jameson Williams on the bench popped off for 23. And then Zach Charbonnet. But other than that, I think I kind of made the right choices with Tajay Spears coming off the IR for 5 points and Keenan Allen with only 5 points as well. So yeah, kind of tough matchup, but I kind of knew this going in. I wasn't expecting too much. Again, my team's kind of just boomer bust at this point with a couple big players and George Pickens and Jameson Williams, and unfortunately, I didn't get enough points from them to overcome Patrick Mahomes and CeeDee Lamb. So we're looking at a 6-7 record right now, but let's see if we can pick it up towards the last 2 weeks of the season. Here we are against Diary of Jane. Love that. Love that song from what is that? Hawthorne Heights. But anyways, back to the actual sports talk. Enough of that. I subbed in Sam Darnold for the week. I think I had to pick him back up from waivers because I did not like my other options in Jackson Dart and Caleb Williams, and I ended up winning. So I was projected to win, and I did end up winning about 8 points. So that's good to kind of go with the projection there. So Sam Darnold overperformed 23 points against his 15 projected. Travis Etienne, another 20-point game. RJ Harvey, 19. And Nico Collins, 14. A little bit underperforming by George Pickens, but it was okay because I had the huge performances from some other players. On the other team as well, I was looking at here where let's see. Actually, I think I was projected to lose, but again, another Monday night game. Let me check this one. This is a little bit more recent. So, um, week 14, right? I think was what I was looking at here. Week 14. Yeah, week 14. I believe all my players were playing, and I believe if Vlad McConkey had a decent game, that he would have the Dire would have actually beat me. So, spoiler alert for that. This game was on Monday. Yes, Monday, another Monday night nail biter. I had one of those last quarter as well, where I was at 114, and at this point before the Philadelphia Chargers game, he would have been at 105, right? So 114. So he would have just needed a 10-point game from Lad McConkey to beat me, and he was projected to get about 11. So another kind of Monday night miracle for me, where had all my players finished on Sunday and was waiting to see the results of a player in another team on Monday night. So if Lad McConkey reached his projection, I would have lost, and Dyer Jane would have won. So crazy that he was only held to one reception for 12 yards, and that was, I think, the biggest deciding factor in my win. He had a couple underperformances here by like Mark Andrews and obviously Lad McConkey. But other than that, his team performed pretty well. 24 points, double the projection for T Higgins. I was watching that one late Sunday, I believe. Um, right? I don't think that was a Monday game, right? Could be wrong. But I believe that was a Sunday game. Yeah, that was a Sunday game. So just nervous about a lot of McConkey kind of reaching his projected, but he managed to kind of get only one catch, and I ended up winning. Let's see who was on the bench. Caleb Williams, slightly over his projected. Michael Pittman bounced back from a terrible week last week. But other than that, kind of just like a couple mid performances. He had a lot of points on the bench, and Blake Corum. I mean, I guess that'd be it. But yeah, managed to squeak out a win, even though again it was a uh, 8 point spread or difference for me. It came down to basically one player on Monday night, so I kind of got lucky there. And we are heading into the last week of the regular season. Let's see how we are currently at 7-7. I guess spoiler alert. Let's see how how it ends up here. I was predicted to win by about 3 points, and I absolutely stomped a team 5007, which is good because if we recall back in the draft, I actually wanted Josh Allen and my boy Brees Hall in the draft. Especially being a Jets fan, I wanted Brees. But with the second round pick, at the only like starting tight end that I pulled from my blaster box was Trey McBride. So I selected Trey McBride, I believe, the second round, and then the third round, I believe, the pick before me in the third round was Team 5007. He picked Josh Allen, so I had to go with Caleb Williams as my quarterback. So yeah, so let's see how it played out. Jackson Dart was my quarterback for the week. Got 5 points over projected. Huge games by Trey McBride, over 30 points. But again, I think my highest performance was still, what is it, week 9 or 10 by Caleb Williams, who scored 37. But 31 points is a solid performance, and as well as a solid 30 on the dot, not even 30.1, 30 exact for Travis Etienne and Jameson Williams for 22 and Nico Collins for 22. Despite again George Pickens kind of boomer bust at this point, some 20 points, and then hitting 6 and 4 to start the season. So he's kind of a boomer bust again, especially with I don't remember if CeeDee Lamb was kind of out for the Thanksgiving week, right? I think for concussion protocol. So um, yeah, it's okay. Almost 5 points, but I had some huge games by Trey McBride, Nico Collins, Jackson Dart, and James Williams to kind of pick up the slack. And on his team, despite a 24-point performance by Josh Allen, he had a lot of people underperforming. Only 3 points by Justin Jefferson, 8 points by Rashee Rice, and then 2 points for his tight end in Jake Ferguson. Yeah, so I end the season at 8-7. Let's see who I have on the bench. Sam Darnold underperformed, which I kind of expected. Caleb Williams, 18 points, okay, but I believe I still did better with Jackson Dart. So towards the second half, or the second half of the season, I guess my roster management, my bench management has been better. Mike Evans finally back from the IR. He's been out for a while, right? Let's see. Out since week 4 until week 15. He managed to kind of put up some good numbers against Atlanta, but I didn't want to chance it being his first week back, so I left him on the bench. But thankfully, I didn't really need it because both of I guess Jameson Williams and Nico Collins kind of um, put up some good numbers. So we are 8-7. Managed to end the season on a winning with a winning record, which is surprising because the first half of the season wasn't looking too good. Um, so I guess those who've been watching, thanks for sticking with me because I believe the second quarter of the season was terrible. I had I don't know, I think I lost all 4 games, right, for weeks 5 through 8. So um, with the record of 8-7, fourth place, which means I did make it to the playoffs. I am going against Team 5007 again in the playoffs and the semifinals. Um, let's hope for another repeat of Week 15 where I blow them out of the water. But let's. I'm not gonna jinx anything yet. We can kind of take a quick look at. I'm projected to win by barely, but he's the first seed overall. I can't just hope on getting lucky again with Justin Jefferson kind of laying a goose egg with only 3 points was it. So this one's gonna be a lot tougher. I did leave Sam Darnold and Zach Charbonnet on the bench. Recording this on Thursday night, so this game was today. Let's see if I'll regret it, but I wasn't too confident with Sam Darnold against the Rams. Again, he scored 8 points last time. He had a couple interceptions, I believe, last week or something. Let's see here. Interceptions. He had. Well, he had 2 interceptions this time, right? But I don't know. I wasn't too confident on him going into this week with an 11 point performance last week. So we'll see if that kind of comes back to haunt me. Zach Charbonnet again also hasn't been doing too well, with some 5 points, 7 points, 7 and 3 here. So I didn't really want to kind of put him in. I was having some good performances with Travis Etienne and RJ Harvey, so let's hope they don't let me down for kind of leaving the Seattle Seahawk team members on the bench. So yeah, this is I did make it to the playoffs. I'm super happy about that, especially after how the first half the season went. So let's hope that we can make it to the finals. Yeah, everyone, thanks for watching. That's our last quarterly recap, and we'll see you in the playoffs. Bye.